I'm Dan Kahn, and this is Fast News from Kahn Media. We have some really interesting stuff to dive into this week, from updates on Peterson Car Week to news on the economy, and a fascinating look at Instagram's new TikTok competitor. But first, I wanted to set the record straight about something. About a week and a half ago, we released a Fast News video about the cancellation of the SEMA show, and then explained how we have been helping companies pivot during the pandemic, and how those strategies can also help fill the void left by the cancellation of the aftermarket's biggest trade event. It has come to my attention that a handful of people misunderstood that message, so I want to take a moment and clarify here. My video is intended to explain that since the in-person SEMA show is canceled, companies will have many options available to them to try and fill the void left by the cancellation of the show. SEMA may offer some sort of virtual event, and of course, if they do, we will support it and encourage our clients and contacts to participate in it, just like we have supported clients in person at the SEMA show for over a dozen years. In fact, this will be the first year since 1998 that I personally have not attended. Kahn Media is not doing our own in-person show to compete with SEMA. That was never our plan and is still not. Our plan is to help companies find alternatives to the in-person show that was canceled as a result of a global pandemic, and to replace the leads and exposure they would have gotten from an in-person show with something new. In most cases, that means integrated virtual digital product launches that blend social media, live streaming content, produced content, influencer marketing, and PR. We've had excellent results with that model over the past few years and have really ramped it up over the past 5 months since the pandemic hit. And we're still dedicated to that idea. So, are we trying to replace the SEMA show with our own in-person event? No, of course we're not. I've been a dedicated association volunteer for over a decade. I've logged over 1,000 hours of my own time working for the association on the behalf of members. So, if anyone took offense with my use of the word replace, I apologize. But, if anyone has been reading our content or watching these videos for any length of time, they know our true intent. Companies are struggling. They will continue to do so until COVID is over. So, do we support a virtual program if they do one? You bet we do. But let me use an analogy. If you have a sales bucket you need to fill, a great trade show is a fire hose. It fills things quickly and can be a very powerful force. That show got canceled, which is terrible. And it will take a lot of garden hoses running at the same time to fill that sales bucket in lieu of the fire hose. Tactics that we have been working on and talking about for years, digital marketing, influencer engagement, social media, and more, are also effective garden hoses. With enough of them running, your sales bucket will still overflow. That's the reality. We know how to do it. We will continue to keep our foot on the gas, helping not only our clients, but companies across the industry. In the meantime, we have some really cool programs coming together across several segments of the industry for virtual and digital consumer-facing content. And we can't wait to share those details with you soon, so stay tuned. Now, on to Fast News. As you may have heard, the latest social app that has been taking millennials and Gen Z by storm, TikTok, has been under a lot of fire lately. The app that uses short trending video clips, often set to music, has had explosive growth over the past year, but was recently the target of a slew of governmental warnings about piracy concerns, privacy concerns, and other issues, including the possibility that the Chinese government is using the app to listen to its users. In fact, the President of the United States himself has warned that the app may be compromised, and Microsoft has stepped in with an offer to buy the US arm of the app's developer to try and maintain its velocity while making it more secure. That is still ongoing. In the meantime, Facebook owned Instagram, in a move very reminiscent of their Instagram Stories feature that aped many of the best parts of competitor Snapchat, has launched Instagram Reels, which very closely resembles TikTok. In this week's KM 101 How-To article, we delve into what makes Reels tick and how you can leverage your marketing efforts to best take advantage of the opportunities that lie ahead with this new function on one of the most popular social channels there is. You can add popular music, audio clips, or even create your own sounds to accompany your original content. There are several ways to create compelling, engaging reels that your viewers will love, and we've got the breakdown on exactly how to do that. Here are a few highlights. Reels are 15-second video clips set to music or audio compilations. Reels are distinct from TikTok through the use of what they call featured element, which are public reels shown by Instagram for virality based on an algorithm. It offers in-app editing tools like a timer, speed controls, special effects, and more. Easy to share behind-the-scenes content usually resonates best with users, or funny videos, or even ones that just connect with pop culture. To learn more, click the link below the video for the full article on our blog. In other news, the first annual Peterson Car Week, designated as a virtual version of Monterey Car Week, which was canceled due to the pandemic, wrapped up and has been a huge success. The museum's YouTube channel showcased fresh content daily, much of it emulating events and programs that would have happened in person at the famous Monterey Car Culture Extravaganza. Highlights included the launch of the Gordon Murray T50 hypercar, the latest brainchild of McLaren F1 designer Gordon Murray that actually has a sucker fan very reminiscent of Chaparral's cars from the 70s. The Quail, one of our favorite events of Car Week, held a virtual event with user-submitted show cars competing for top honors, and several of the top collectors in the world have offered exclusive private tours of their collections, including Miles Collier's personal collection, which is jaw-dropping. New content, including live auctions, car shows, short films, and vehicle debuts, including a special edition Ford GT, all debuted on the Peterson YouTube channel during Peterson Car Week, and we encourage you to check it out. The audience is in the millions, it's global, and is incredibly engaged. It was a huge success and sets a precedent for what virtual events could be in the future, and we're very proud to be a small part of it. And now, the news. Visa recently conducted a survey of both small business owners and consumers in 8 countries, and the results are really interesting. 28% of small businesses said they have started targeting online advertising, and 27% said they have begun selling direct-to-consumer for the first time during the pandemic. This is in line with data we've been sharing for the past few months. Beyond that, in the survey, 48% of consumers said they would not shop at a store that only offered payment methods that require physical contact. Companies with brick-and-mortar retail presence should look at processing options that work with RFID chips, near-field communication technology via Apple Pay, Google Pay, or even some of the smartphone apps that allow you to pay without having to touch anything. In a related note, as states continue to mandate social distancing protocols, many businesses are relying on Facebook to connect with customers. Facebook live broadcasts have doubled compared to 2019, and Facebook has announced that page owners, companies, creators, media, publishers, and the like, can now organize paid online events using that platform. Think about a concert that live streams to people's houses over Facebook. The ability to create an event, set a price, host the event, and collect revenue all in one place gives businesses and content creators another pathway to generate revenue in the absence of physical in-person events. What makes this particularly interesting to me is that they will not charge the event organizer any fees for these events for at least the next year if the purchase is paid for through an Android device. Apple is going to continue to charge its traditional 30% off the top through the App Store. Speaking of Facebook, a few weeks ago we reported that Facebook was trying to help small businesses with a shopping function that integrated with its ad program. Now streaming TV platform Hulu is also jumping on that bandwagon. A few weeks ago, Hulu launched a creative services division and a new ad manager program designed to help small businesses create media campaigns for as little as $500 that can be integrated into its shows. The platform can be used to place commercials locally, regionally, or nationally through geo-targeting, and can also be used for audience segmentation. This is a really interesting and natural evolution of the TV advertising model, as more and more people are shifting away from traditional cable to streaming. In fact, we've seen as reported numbers as much as 25% have shifted just during the pandemic alone. Speaking of changing consumer behavior, as the majority of Americans continue to work from home in environments isolated from coworkers and friends, Nielsen has reported that more and more people are turning to streaming music and podcasts to keep them company. In fact, 75% say they listen to one or the other at least once a week, and nearly half of the respondents said they listen to podcasts every day. Given that the podcast format is an intimate listening experience that forms a connection between the host and the listener, we think this format remains an excellent opportunity for both content marketing and advertising for businesses looking to connect with niche consumer audiences. Our final story of the week is one I'm personally very proud of. CANT Media has been named one of Inc. magazine's fastest growing companies in America. As part of the Inc. 5000 for the 3rd year in a row, we are extremely honored to be in rare company, alongside legendary brands like Pandora, Yelp, LinkedIn, and Timberland. I have to thank our hardworking employees, our amazing clients, and everyone involved with the team, as they are the ones that allowed this to happen. That's all we have for you this week, so thank you for joining us. Check out the links to the news and our latest articles below, and please remember to hit subscribe to get more videos like this. Have a good week.